Craving the light versus creating the darkness. Do all human beings do all human beings crave the same light and the same darkness? Or is it really more about, do all human beings crave the same darkness? Or is it really based in your bloodline, if you're a blue or red blood, going back to the root core of things, your cognitivity or whatever? It all goes back to the bloodline of people determining whatever you crave, your addictions, or whatever else. Look at it like this. Think of it. You ask yourself one day, why do I have these cravings? Why does this run in my family? Why does this, whether it be drugs, alcohol, porn, whatever else, go back to your family tree and look, and your bloodline speaks and says a whole lot about of why you do and act and feel and do all the things that you do. It goes back to the root core of it. If you want to know why that is, go to your root core, go back to your bloodline, and you will see some people are born into a bloodline of hatred, bitterness, alcoholism, addiction, pornography, sex, or whatever else, drugs or whatever else. That person has to ask themselves why. Go back to the root core of it. Go back to your bloodline. Go back to all of this, and you will find and you will see if you truly are seeking. Because I promise you, your bloodline will say everything that you need to know of what is going on in your life. It all goes back to the bloodline. I assure you of that. You want to know what my bloodline is? It goes back to I'll be honest, like pornography, I have cravings for things. I have tendencies to do things. Alcoholism, pornography, struggling with things, that I can't always make sense of. The only thing I can sometimes do, as bad as I hate praying, I do it sometimes. But the core root of this video and the message is, if you want to know why you do the things you do, go back to your bloodline. If you're involved in the red and blue bloodline, because it basically, blue bloods and red bloods boils it down to like this: the blue bloods are the tares, and then the red bloods are the wheats. And you have to ask yourself, am I both? Or am I one? Am I red or am I blue? Because as I perceive things to something big is coming, something big is also coming for the wheats and the tares, the blue bloods and the red bloods. Something. And I can't really explain everything I know about this, but every time I think of, I was looking at a book and I could see DNA strands, and I could see red and blue, and they were all blended together like DNA, like a DNA strand, red blood and blue blood on one side. And the thing about it is it's all consuming, because the evil, what would they say? They would call evil good and good evil. And yet we still don't believe in the blue bloodline that the evil is consuming the good. They call it the Kabbalah or whatever, but it's really Cain's bloodline, blue bloodline, consuming the red bloodline, which is Abel's. And that's what it boils down to. If you want to know anything, go back to your bloodline. The reason the blue bloodline was cursed is because that mark that the universal God, whoever, had put on, I personally believe that it was a curse put on Cain and cursed the bloodline. It was blue bloods, and which I believe is more it's copper, it's not alkaline, and that's why you have symbolism, going back to what I was saying, part of universal law, that show you rather than tell you, just like writing a book. I would show you rather than tell you. Fire nice. Godspeed out.